Oh, now it's passing audio. What's up with that? So I've spent a great deal of time trying to diagnose why the sound wasn't working, and I still don't know if the sound is working. Guess I'm going to have to turn that down a wee bit because it's a bit loud. But, yo, welcome to the live stream. What a mess. What a mess. I'm sure you could probably hear all of the computer fan noise. There's not much I can do about that. I'm not really sure why, for whatever reason. The computer doesn't seem to like being used. And I wasn't originally going to do a stream today, but I decided, well, you know what? I've got the computer on. I was doing some work with it earlier. So I decided since this is on already, I am going to go ahead and do something, and this just happened to be the thing that we're going to do. So this computer here, the Toshiba Portege 7020 CT, which you haven't seen in a very long time, it needs a Windows reinstallation because this was my Kernel X experimental machine. And it's certainly seen better days. Much better days, in fact. And yes, I'm sure somebody's going to point out the roll of toilet paper that is sitting on my workbench. There is indeed a roll of toilet paper on my workbench. That was loud. Don't judge. It's useful for in place of paper towel. So, anyway, this mouse here is actually for the computer that I am currently trying to use to broadcast. That is presently only about maybe half working. I'm not really sure why it felt the need to do that. Just that evidently it did. That's recycling. That can go away. I need to clean this workbench. As you can quite clearly see, it is a disaster. Are you going to work now, or what? Hopefully. No, I was working earlier, but this machine, I know I've had issues with it. Mostly related to the docking station deciding it doesn't want to really work properly. But I put Kernel X on here. You can see it's got some kind of driver. I don't actually remember. It's the audio driver that's messed up. And the other really interesting problem with it is that you cannot shut it down. It will not let you turn it off. It'll just sit there at the please wait while Windows shuts down or whatever it is message, which will show in a minute, maybe. I haven't really decided how I'm going to do this yet. But I am going to leave Windows 98 on this. You can see it's quite slow. Which it's not supposed to be. It should be plenty fast. So, I hate touchscreens. Trying to get a link sent, and things are falling apart in real rapid fire succession. Why is it so loud? What the hell? How did that get turned up so loud? I don't really understand how that got turned on. I'm half asleep right now, if you couldn't tell. It's been a long week. and it's not going to get any, any shorter in the coming bit. I'm getting kind of tired of the ongoing nonsense of the world, so that's certainly a thing. However, time marches on. So the only thing I really want to do, and what I am going to do, I forgot to get an eraser head for this. Rats. Okay, well that could be interesting. But I want to get out of this and go to DOS mode. Which, as you can see, that should be practically instant. And it's not. Although that could just be a Windows 98 thing, ramming one end of itself straight into the other, like it always does. Because Windows 98 sucks. I'm gonna get caned for daring to say that. Okay, maybe in about 200 years we'll actually be able to do something. Maybe I should have chosen something that wouldn't test my patience. Unless, of course, it has decided to lock up. So let's power cycle it. See what I mean? Time for a new Windows install. Actually, I can't do that, can I? Because I need to get out of Windows in order to... I don't know if I can trigger it. Or if maybe my shutting it down like that will help. Can you please bring up a last known good configuration thing? No? Of course not. Asking a computer to do its job properly, you know? Get out of the post. Let's go. I want the boot menu. Alright. I want command prompt. Of course, it's got to load the DOS CD-ROM driver. Does it already have DOS on it? It must. What's in Toshiba? Oh, that won't work. Is that my drivers? No. No, that's just a mouse driver. I gotta figure this out. What is going on? Now, there's a bunch of garbage on this drive. So what I probably should have done before doing any of this work is I should have checked and made sure that I could still get the drivers for the machine, which I can't see why not. It's not HP. So Toshiba is not busy throwing away the drivers for all their older computers. Like HP is. Select an operating system. Okay. Windows 98 second edition. Oh, that's brilliant. There are no drivers. That's probably why there's that stupid Maestro Wave whatever thing on there. Do I even want to do this? I don't know. I mean, I do, but I don't at the same time. This is not a Dell. And I would like to point out politely that Dell has been slowly removing service tags from their website, which, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe it was a temporary thing, I don't know. I haven't tried looking it up in a long time, but to say that Dell's website's messed up is putting it lightly, really. See, what I want is the tilt on this. What I want to know is what is in here. And do I just straight up format everything? No, I want to go into Windows. And I want to check drivers and just make sure that I know what I'm looking for. It's an ESS chipset for the audio, and I think the only other thing that's going to be a problem is the video, which is a Magic, I believe it's a Magic Media 256 AV, like it is on a lot of these Toshiba laptops of this era. Kind of a crappy video chipset, really, but well, it's not chromatic research, so it's got that much going for it. Is this even going to work? It's not doing anything. I've wasted, what, 25 minutes? See, that's what the volume is supposed to be. I'm not sure why it was cranked way up earlier, because I didn't do that. So I guess clearly I've got somebody screwing around with my stuff in here again. But I guess that's what the security camera's for. I would like to right-click. It's got 64 megabytes of memory. It should be more than enough. I mean, let's get real here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, basically none of the drivers are installed anyway. I wonder if I have the driver files for this somewhere. Ding yourself. Yep, Magic Media 256 AV. Not that you can see anything at all. And there it is. Just like a YouTube video, I'm even using one of the YouTube cameras. CCD TRV65 with the X-ray vision night shot. Anyway. It's a real shame that people had to use it for nefarious purposes. I mean, then again, what do you expect out of society? But, you know. I don't know. No, it doesn't look like I do. Well, that's a shame. It's kind of interesting. Hang on a minute. What? Holy moly, people. Man. You know, why is it? I gotta ask a question to everybody that does videos or live streams or really anything. Why is it that whenever you start something, you know, there are hours before you start something, but as soon as you start, that is when the world ends for somebody, and you gotta go do something right away. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand that mentality. I don't get it. So, whatever. Anyway, that's a thing. Massive waste of time that was. So, I predict that I'm going to get interrupted again anyway. So, the thing that's giving me pause, because I have, as I'm breaking more things, a disc that's got all of the drivers for the Tecra 8000. Now, the video is the same, and I know that you're not supposed to be holding discs with your hands. Oh, look at me, look at me. Anyway, the video driver is the same driver, so I'm pretty sure that I can just use the driver that's on this disc. The audio is not. So I don't know what I'm going to do about this audio driver. I'm going to have to figure out what chipset it is, but it doesn't really say what chipset it is. Because I'm pretty sure that this ain't going to work out of the box, Windows 98. So I'll have to figure out. It's like some ESS Maestro something or another, I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more research. Because it looks like Windows 98 just straight up doesn't have a driver. So I don't know what that's all about. Like, there's a couple of Flash BIOS updates. Like, they don't have anything. Why don't they have anything? That's kind of ridiculous. That's crazy. Does it say in the spec chart what it has? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I want a PDF. Yeah, that would be real nice. You know, you could actually open the PDF for me. Alright. Oh, look at that. They actually say what it is. It's an ES1928. So, we'll have to configure that first. Windows driver. Alright. That's 1988. I want 1928. 1869. Where's Vogons? That would probably have it, if anybody has it. Is Vogons, like, dead or something? Alright, Vogons drivers. I don't care about graphics, doesn't matter to me. Sound devices, ESS technology. There's a 1938 driver. ESS Maestro 2E. I don't think that's quite what I'm after. What is the 1928? Oh, it just gave me a bunch of completely useless... Wow. What a waste of time. What a waste of time, I swear to God. You know, trying to find information about anything. See, I should have picked a project that I knew was not going to test my patience. But I picked this one because this was the first thing that came to mind. It's like, I'm not going to go hunting around for anything. And here I am hunting around for stuff. Maestro. Shouldn't have to type that in. Okay, we have a 1978, we have a 1968. What the hell? I know because Toshiba doesn't have the driver for the thing on their website. Can we do some more research on this? What's going on here? It's got the driver's on the computer somewhere. I know that. That is a fact. Because it can't not be, because it's installed, right? So let's see if we can find it. Famous last words. Click. Okay. Well, it's not there. Probably wouldn't be there anyway. I don't think there's no downloads folder or anything. I mean, of course not, right? Can never be easy. Where's the temp folder? Can I go to that, please? No, it's not in there either. Okay. I'm going to have to... Because the audio is the thing that I kind of want with this, because the audio is kind of the whole point of this machine. I'm not sure why I'm getting a red box for absolutely no reason whatsoever. This computer sucks, I swear. You know, I'm going to have to figure out some way to, you know, change this. Get rid of the wireless on it. I've done nothing useful and it's been almost 40 minutes. So, I don't know. You know, I was going to reload this, but I'm almost tempted to just say screw it and not bother. And just do something else. What else could we do? I don't have a lot of projects that are ready for a live stream, really. I don't have anything that's ready for a live stream, really. Nothing. Not a thing. See, I would like to... I don't know. Do I really want to reload it? I don't know if I even care, really. It's like the most useless live stream on the planet. Oh! That is the other thing that I thought I'd point out. I changed it to low latency mode when I started it. The live stream over here. So I don't know what that really does. Probably nothing useful, I'm sure. But I think the theory is that I don't know why this thing is so narrow. What's with the field of view on this? Like, my hand is like 1.5 feet in front of this camera, and that's what it sees. Like, what's going on? Is this thing missing something? Is it broken in some way? I didn't like drop it or anything, so I don't know what the deal is. It still works. I had a tape incident in that, trying to get a tape figured out. Well, that ended poorly. So what can we do? Since evidently I'm not doing a reinstallation. Because I really just, I don't care that much. I don't care. I don't care. Let's play some 3D pinball. Does this actually have 3D pinball on it? I don't have the, no, I think this is too old for 3D pinball. Yeah, this is way too old for 3D pinball. What do I have that's got 3D pinball on it? You know, I just pulled out, you know, however many laptops I just pulled out in order to do that. I would need a Windows 2000 machine. I don't even care that much. I brought this thing out to use it, you know? Decisions, decisions, decisions. What do? Could use it as a discussion session. I don't know. There's nothing to discuss, really, that I haven't already talked about. With the exception of the fact that maybe I can mention that I'm done. I think I'm done dealing with the 2019 stuff, other than the thunderstorm stuff. So that's neat. Editing is still taking place at a slow pace. Incredibly slow pace. Nope, I don't want to go into the closet and get a power supply out for that. I was thinking I have the a Panasonic OmniMovie VHS camera that I need to figure out. I think it just needs the heads cleaned. Because I had a picture, but the picture was all distorted. Is there something... Oh, there is something cool we can do with this. Assuming the Ethernet works. It's not new enough that I can go out to YouTube with it. But it is new enough. Should be able to do at least something. I'm sorry for the lovely view of my rear end that you're getting right about now. This has Ethernet on it, right? Or am I crazy? Alright. So we'll plug that in. Let's get this thing on the internet. Screw reloading it, because that looks like that's going to be an impressive amount of work that I'm not going through. Internet Explorer. I thought this had like Firefox and stuff on it. I guess it doesn't. Oh, it had Opera on it. That's right. Although obviously the Ethernet's not going to work. Probably because the IP is set to a static address. And that's not going to work. Because that static address is for like... goodness only knows what. Okay, let's go into the network settings. Is that going to do what I want? Bindings, TCP IP. That's what I want to do. But it doesn't... What? That's confusing. I guess it's all under the same thing. I didn't even notice that the, there was a scroll bar on the side, which I'm sure you can't even see. Let's get some zoom in on that, try and get some kind of, whatever, it's half cut off. And you get to look at my arm. No, obtain an address automatically. What the hell is this? I don't know what these are, but they're not valid in any stretch of the imagination. And that's certainly not the gateway that we want. Let's try something. Do we actually have a valid IP address configuration? No. Although apparently there's 3 Ethernet adapters in this computer. What is going on? I'm not sure why that happened. What if I hit OK? What does it do? I want to find all those TCP/IP things. Yeah, it's the Intel. This, I'm going to... Yeah, that's set right. Specify an IP address. Nope, I want that to be automatic. I'm not going to have a discussion about how much Internet Explorer sucks, because it does. But the fact of the matter is I am working with what I've got installed here. Somebody's got a static address. I don't know what does. Which I'm going to have to turn off. Okay, so set the DNS, set the gateway. Everything else should be okay. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This mouse is useless. I'm just going to remove that entirely. We'll hit OK. What's it gonna do? Please insert the disk labeled Windows 9. Perfect example of why Windows 98's horrible. All I did was change the network IP addresses. And I gotta insert the stupid CD-ROM. Go! R. I don't care where you go. Just friggin' do it, you stupid piece of shit. And my patience level for this crap is at about 0%. Don't care, don't care. I'm not rebooting a computer for that. That's ridiculous. What the hell? Fine, I guess I'll reboot the computer then. What a mess. Oh, I can't reboot the computer because the Windows install is broken. Ah! Technology induces chaos. Well, the computer's got a hard reset switch on the side of it, so that's how we'll deal with that problem. I'm sure somebody will point out the line on the side of the screen. Yeah, it's there. I don't really care. It's a pretty typical problem for laptops of this age. Oh, there's a disk in the CD-ROM. I should take that out. Before the stupid thing decides it's going to try and boot to it. Worst operating system ever. Actually, no, I'm sorry. That designation goes to Windows 10. Not Windows 98. I'll get caned for that, too. Daring to say that Windows 10 sucks. Anyway. I'm really, really going for... Did the computer just crash? Okay. The only thing that I think would make this worse is if it were Windows Millennium Edition. Although, having said that, how many Windows Me machines do I have now? I think I've got like 2 or 3. And none of them have given me problems. So, I don't know what that's all about. Which is not to say that Windows Me was without its flaws. It certainly had them. For instance, I don't remember exactly what triggered it. Maybe it was just a massive coincidence. It probably was a massive coincidence. But, Windows Media Player. with Windows Me. My fondest experience with that, I clicked somewhere in the window. I don't remember where it was. It was like somewhere around the close button. I went to go hit the close button. I missed the close button. And it rebooted the computer. Like, just off and back on. Brilliant. Okay, let's check out what kind of mess the IP configuration is on this computer. Well, it got one. So that's valid. Can I ping stuff? Is that a command? Oh, it is. Can I get out to the internet? Oh, I can get out to the Google DNS. So I should, in theory... I'm pretty sure Opera is installed on this computer. Or I've got something. No, evidently not. I must have uninstalled it. Probably because I hated it. It wasn't working properly or something. So, Idiot Exploiter it is. Detecting proxy settings. Well, MSN.com's not going to load. I can tell you that right away. So, let's not even waste time with that. No page to display. Well, yeah. Let's open up Google. See what happens. See, the Google page opens. Do you remember when it used to look like this, too? And this stupid JavaScript-infested garbage they've got now. Yeah, how dare I trash talk a Google product on a Google product. Anyway. Through YouTube. Which reminds me, what does YouTube look like? What version of IE is this? Probably like IE 6. Wow, yeah, IE 6. Okay. Oh, that's not IE 4. That's one thing. Active hex. You know, back in 2012 when I got this machine, well, yeah, it's HTTPS. That isn't going to work anyway. But when I got the machine, you could watch YouTube videos on it with like Flash Player 9.0 or something equally as ridiculous. I think it was Flash Player 9. That was the one that actually worked. Flash Player 9 and Opera. Opera like 12 or something. Whatever the last version was that had the Presto rendering engine. Because that was the last version that we run under Windows 98. And it was watchable. I mean, this is a 366 megahertz Pentium 2. It was still watchable back then, 2012. Maybe 2013. At like the very latest. But now you can't even go to it because, of course, HTTPS. So, I don't know. What does my website look like? I know I have buttons and stuff, so... Oh, well, it works a little bit better than I anticipated. Transparency is not a thing, but it certainly works. I mean, you don't really need transparency. Yeah, it does some kind of strange things. Some of the transparency works, but some of it doesn't. It's kind of weird. I guess for the animated GIF files, the transparency works, but for everything else, it doesn't. Oh, that's okay. I don't know. What do we do? Go to the computers page. Which might have a problem because I think that is, that's a fairly image-heavy page. It's not very happy with me for doing that. Yeah, it's trying to load all the pictures. But I mean, it works. 64 items remaining. It does work. $41 items. This is going to take a while. Just imagine if this were going over dial-up. Just think about that for a minute. And just how the web has become anti-dial-up, and that there are still people who are stuck with it. They have no choice. But if they want internet access, they need to have dial-up. I can't even scroll this page. It's disconnected. Are we back? I don't know if the stream got knocked out for anybody. I think it probably did. Can this stop? Stop loading. Because it's killing my... Can you stay connected, please? Like, this is kind of silly. This is quite silly, in fact. Because network works. It's just deciding that, oh, I don't want to work today, I guess. Let me reload that page. At least it remembers everything. So I don't know if trying to load that broke the network, or if the network just broke itself. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But I think that's probably a good indication that I need to switch this thing over to Ethernet, as opposed to trusting the Wi-Fi link, because Wi-Fi sucks. Alright. Anyway, what I wanted to do, and I don't know if I can, because I don't know if it actually loaded that far, because I stopped it, because I think it started breaking everything. In fact, it'd probably be faster if I Control F. So that's what we'll do. Or maybe that's not what we'll do, because the computer is just slow. I mean, we're talking about a what? Let's see here. I would like to find 7020 CT. It's on this page somewhere. There we go. Now, if I load this image, is that going to break the broadcast? Let's find out. We'll click on the image. At least get it to do something. See? There we go. It's opened up a picture. And look at that. Remember that? That little toolbar up there? Oh, the good old days of internet browsing. Internet Explorer. Alright. I think that's enough of that. So, close out of this mess. Oh, that's great. Windows 98, folks. Windows 98. Well, that's probably more of an IE problem than anything else. I don't even need to say anything else. Oh, what a mess. Do not restart, please. Sending the error report is not really going to do anything at this point. Now, it didn't perform an illegal operation, so that's a thing. Running joke is that they changed it in Millennium Edition. It no longer says performing an illegal operation because the, oh, that's even better. Now it's performing an illegal operation. You know, they changed it in Windows Me so that it didn't say that anymore because the DOJ was on Microsoft's rear end. So they didn't want to hear about any more illegal operations being shut down. So, anyway, enough of my editorializing. What did I want? Oh, I wanted sound. I wanted audio. Audio that isn't going to get my video muted or something equally as annoying. Let's see. You know, everybody's favorite. It's very interesting sounding wavetable MIDI synthesis. Alright. So, is there anything fun that we can do? I could play a game of solitaire. Vegas cumulative. No. See, what I wish this thing had on it was 3D Ultra Pinball. Welcome to Windows. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is. Fun times. It gets a lot louder than you think. I don't know how well the camera microphone picks up just how loud the speaker outputs are on these for a little sub notebook. Well, I guess it's got the docking station on it, but the internal speaker in the actual sub notebook itself sounds like garbage. The docking station is excellent. And I mean, it doesn't even have necessarily big speakers either. So, alright, whatever. I don't think there's anything else that I can do. So, it was going to be a reinstall. I decided that would be a waste of time. And then we messed around and it was really just ranting about nothing. So, probably about the most useless live stream anybody's ever done. I can't think of anything else to say or do. I mean, just random note. I fixed the clock up on the wall up there. So, that's a thing. But that's not really saying a whole lot. I've got other videos to make. So you can see it just sits here for eons. I wonder if it eventually does shut itself down. I think it does. But, you know, that's pretty meaningless. Because you're not going to sit there for like 20 minutes waiting for it to turn itself off. It's not doing anything. It's just sitting there. Which I think is rather amusing. Got a laptop sitting on the floor that I need to take back outside. Somebody was supposed to come pick that up. They're supposed to buy it. They didn't come pick it up, which is pretty typical. You know, there's another thing that I think is, while we're on the rant train, I guess you could say. You are taking time out of your day to leave a response to... Oh, there it goes. It shut itself down. To leave a response on an ad put out in the classifieds to buy something or to pick something up, even if it's free, whatever. And I'm not talking about the people who just ghost you after you ask them for an address, which happens a lot, which is kind of ridiculous. You know, do you want to get rid of your stuff or not? But I'm talking about the people who express interest in buying something and then just straight up don't bother showing up. I think I've complained about that before. You know, I mean, it's kind of silly that you would go to the effort to even leave a message in the first place. Now, I understand that sometimes things happen. You know, you run into a financial situation where you can't afford to buy something anymore. Although, frankly, most of the stuff that I sell is rode hard, put away wet, and I only get like $5 or $10 out of it anyway. $5 or $10 is not going to make it break the bank. But, you know what? Far be it from me to judge somebody else's finances. So, that happens. But could you please at least, like, say something instead of ghosting me for a week? And then when I ask you what's up, you know, say, oh yeah, I'm not interested anymore. Why should it take my sending you a message to tell me that you don't care? Just tell me, I'm sorry, I changed my mind. And then I don't have to have a laptop sitting in the middle of my floor for a week because I'm expecting that somebody's coming to get it. You know, like, that's kind of ridiculous. Crazy, really. Anyway, I think it is time for dinner. It's like 7 o'clock almost. And this has been going for an hour and 10 minutes. There's really nothing else that I can think of to share. So, thank you for tuning in. I will see you on the next video, whenever that is. I really don't know when that's going to be, because editing and rendering and all that's a slow process. I've been trying to get QTGMC going so I can get some 60 FPS progressive whatever going, but that seems to be a waste of time so far. You know, I'm not going to sit here and end up with video files that are about 300 gigabytes in size. I don't have the storage space for that, so... Even if it is just the raw video. It shouldn't be 300 gigabytes anyway. It's kind of ridiculous that a 1.2 gigabyte file... Doesn't matter, I'm in the middle of stuff. See? See what I mean? Nobody ever does that when I'm not doing something. It's always when I'm doing something that somebody comes and does that. There's a sign on the door that says, do not disturb. Nobody pays any attention to anything. Okay, I'm turning this off before I get myself in real trouble.